This is the Aukey Bluetooth mini speaker, and included here with the speaker are a carry bag, a micro charging cable, and a male-to-male auxiliary headphone jack cable, and the instructions, of course. This particular Aukey speaker has a unique look. It has a round, almost saucer-shaped like look with it, and it looks unique and stylish. It's a brushed metal outer shell. The speaker itself stands about 2 inches, a little over 2 inches high, and somewhere between 2 and 3 inches in diameter, depending on where you measure the speaker. As you can see, the top's a little smaller, and it kind of widens out as it goes down, and then has a recessed bottom. The bottom itself has a non-skid surface along with the on-off switch, and it's fairly lightweight, but it has a good solid feel to it, and it appears to be durably made. Charging of the speaker takes about 90 minutes and has a okay playtime of about 3 hours. The one thing I'm not particularly fond of with this speaker, though, is the location of the volume and multifunction buttons and microphone. As you can see, they're located on the recessed portion of the bottom of the speaker, which makes them a little hard to see and hard to push without you having to pick up the speaker. Really, to do that, you have to pick up the speaker. In addition to that, the auxiliary port and the charging port are also on the other side of that recessed section, which is covered by a rubber flap to protect them, which is good. But again, it makes it a little hard to plug those in and see them without picking the speaker up and physically doing that. For some people, that may not be a big deal. I'm not particularly crazy about the location of those. Turning on the speaker, a tone plays, but there's no voice or indicating what that exactly means, like some speakers do. It's just a tone. There's a small blue LED that flashes on the bottom here that indicates it's ready to pair. But pairing is pretty quick with no issues. And then there's a tone again that sounds when it's paired. In addition to that, when you plug in an audio cable, a tone sounds to indicate connected. Although the instructions aren't real clear on this, the speaker kind of automatically switches between auxiliary and Bluetooth depending on whether you have the auxiliary cable plugged in or not. So there's no indicators to say which is which or what mode it's in or anything like that, like some speakers do. The Bluetooth range for the speaker was pretty good. With no interruptions, it's a maximum range of 35 feet or so. I tried this both via the auxiliary cable and via the Bluetooth. And the speaker, sound-wise, musically was actually pretty good with clear vocals, good instrumentation, and a decent amount of bass for a speaker its size. I was actually fairly impressed with that. I also tested its speakerphone capability, and the calls were okay and sounded okay, but because of the location of the microphone, on the calls, people indicated I sounded a bit muffled, and I had to actually pick the speaker up to clear that issue up. I think the location of the microphone is not in a particularly good area, being recessed under here at the bottom. Although I'm personally not going to probably use this for that purpose. I like a speaker to be a speaker. But for people that do use it for the phone capabilities, keep that in mind. But overall, the speaker is durably made. It looks pretty cool. I like the look of this. It has good sound and bass for a speaker its size. For me, what hurts its rating is the location of the buttons that are difficult to see and use, and a bit muffled on the phone calls because of the microphone being located along with the buttons in that same recessed area that make it really difficult to use, and I think is really just a bad location. But overall, I give this 4 stars.